You run this magnificent longevity clinic with a luxury feel. You came from your humble background, as we've mentioned. When you look back, what were the biggest risks that changed everything for you?
That's a loaded question because
It's a gift I have. Yes, I know.
The biggest risk, well, I think the biggest risk was really putting myself out there to people. Having come from a humble background, I didn't have a lot of mentors. I didn't have a father who was a doctor or an entrepreneur or an attorney or a business owner. So really putting myself out there and telling people, hey, I think I want to be a doctor, or I think I want to go to college, and there were people that said, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you could be, you're smart enough, or you come from the right background to be a doctor or to go to college. And I think for me, that was the biggest risk, is telling people that. But there were those people that believed in what I was telling them, that said, there's something inside of you that there's potential in you. Mm-hmm. I remember my calculus teacher in high school. She would keep me so accountable to my homework, and she would say, this isn't good enough. Uh-huh. Why didn't you do the formula like this? And she was really, in my mind, it was one of the most pivotal moments in my career, when someone kept me accountable in that way and really believed in me, because there weren't many people around me that believed in me. Mm-hmm. And that is huge, right? Because if no one believes in you, how are you going to believe in yourself if you don't have that inspiration? So teachers, especially my calculus teacher, were pivotal and instrumental in my life. And I think the biggest risk was me telling people that I wanted to go to college and that I wanted to be a doctor. And looking back on it, it doesn't sound too risky in the traditional sense, like jumping off a cliff or jumping off of an airplane. It's not such a risk taker. But for me, as an adolescent, with very few resources around me, very minimal support, I found it risky. I did find it risky telling people that, because I thought people were going to say, like, oh no, become a technician, or become an X-ray technician. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's what I thought people were going to tell me. And I felt that it was risky for me to come out and tell them, hey, I think I want to do this.
Right. Yeah.
Can I have a letter of recommendation? Do you believe in me? I want to apply to this program. I want to apply to college. Am I good enough for you to write me a letter of recommendation? So for me, that was a big risk.
And it kind of goes back to what we want to share on our program, is that all of our backgrounds come to our aid somewhere along the way in our journey. But the importance of having a mentor, and the importance for people to be mentors to others, and to give back and to share, and to be that calculus teacher for you, who made all the difference in the world. I had a business law teacher in college that was so instrumental in me going to law school and me being very gung-ho about it. So it's those individuals that made the difference for us, and we can point those out. So those folks that are listening, hey, be a mentor too, right?
100%.
So now,
100%.